All right, welcome. Let's get you ready to pass that theory exam. Today, we are going to dive into some of the trickiest official rules. The ones that always trip people up. So let's get focused and make sure you're ready to hit the road. Okay, let's kick things off with a classic exam question. Picture this. Someone is pushing a moped and someone else is pushing a motorcycle. It seems like they're doing the exact same thing, right? Well, not according to the road code. Only one of them is legally considered a driver. Any idea which one? This little detail is a favorite for examiners, so let's break it down.
And here is the secret sauce. The official definition of a driver is way, way broader than most people think. It's not just about being behind the wheel of a car. It covers anyone driving any kind of vehicle, even if it doesn't have an engine. And this is the important part. It also includes anyone leading or guarding animals on a public road. This one definition is the key to understanding a whole bunch of rules we're about to go through.
So let's circle back to that first question. Here's the deal. If you're pushing a moped, you're considered a pedestrian. That means you should be on the sidewalk and you don't need a license or a helmet. But the second you start pushing a motorcycle, bam, the law sees you as a driver. You have to be on the road, you need a valid license, and you've got to be wearing a helmet. Seriously, this one point catches so many people out on the exam.
And this idea of a driver goes even further. It applies to all sorts of people you share the road with. A horseman? Yep, a driver. Someone leading a horse for a little kid who's riding? Also a driver. A farmer moving cows from one field to another? You got it, a driver. Heck, even someone in a covered wagon is technically a driver. The main takeaway here is, if you're controlling a vehicle or an animal on the road, the law says you're a driver.
Okay, so we've established that a farmer with livestock is a driver. Let's put this into a real-world situation. You're driving along and you see this sign up ahead. It's a warning that there could be animals on the road. So what's the first thing you are legally required to do?
The answer is a super clear three-step process. First, and you absolutely have to do this, you slow down right away. Don't wait until you see the animals. The sign itself is your trigger. Second, you have to actually watch the animals. Look at them. Are they spooked? Are they calm? You're looking for any little sign of fear. And third, depending on how they're acting, you need to be totally prepared to come to a full and complete stop.
And I really want to hammer this point home. This isn't just friendly advice. This is the law. The road code says it right there in black and white. You are required to stop if the animals are showing signs of fear. A restless cow, a horse's ears twitching back, that's your cue to stop the car and wait. I can almost promise you'll get a question on this.
All right, so we've covered who counts as a driver. Now let's talk about you and your license B. We're going to look at the specific signs and limits you absolutely have to know. You're going to see these prohibition signs all over the place. That red circle just means, nope, you can't come in here for whatever's pictured. You've got the obvious ones for pedestrians, bikes, and mopeds, but check out that last one, the truck. That sign specifically bans vehicles used for transporting goods.
Now, here's a number I need you to burn into your memory for the exam, 3.5 tons. This is the absolute maximum gross vehicle weight you're allowed to drive with a standard license B. If it's heavier than that, you need a different license. They love asking about this, I guarantee it.
So what does that 3.5-ton limit actually let you drive? Well, your normal passenger car, of course. A dual-purpose vehicle like an SUV, even a light truck. You can also drive a minibus, but remember this very specific detail. It can only have a maximum of 8 passenger seats plus you, the driver.
Okay, that was a lot of info. So I think it's time for a quick pop quiz to see what really sunk in. You ready? Let's find out.
Question number 1. We're going right back to the beginning. A kid is pushing his broken moped down the sidewalk. Is he, legally, a driver? Think about that key difference we talked about.
And the answer is nope. He is a pedestrian. Because it's a moped, he's treated just like someone walking. If you got that right, fantastic.
All right, let's try a trickier one. You see a horseman on the road walking next to a horse, and on that horse is a very young child. How many drivers are there in this situation, according to the road code? The correct answer is 2. Now, why is that? Because the person leading the animal is a driver, and the person riding the animal, even a small child, is also considered a driver. It's a perfect example of just how wide that legal definition really is.
Last question, and this one is all about keeping everyone safe. You're driving your car and you see a herd of cows up ahead. They look agitated, maybe moving around a lot. What is the one thing the law absolutely requires you to do?
And the answer is simple. Stop your vehicle. Not just slow down, you come to a complete and safe stop and wait until the situation is under control. It's the only right answer.
So there you go. We've just untangled some of the most confusing rules of the road. You see, passing your exam isn't just about memorizing facts and figures. It's about truly understanding your responsibility to everyone else out there. So that leaves just one last question for you. Now you know the rules, but are you really ready to share the road?